multiple lights and plenty of batteries, as well as extra food and water.
A news alert this morning. Deputies in Jefferson County are looking for this man. Deputies say 23-year-old Travis Dakota is developmentally disabled. It also goes by the name Cody, by the way. He walked away from his family's campsite up at the Pike National Forest last night. We pulled the area up there on a map for you so you can get a glance at it. He was last seen right near the Buck Gulch Trail, which is near Pine, Colorado. And we're on fire alert this morning as a new wildfire pops up in Eagle County this weekend. This new fire is called the Red Canyon Fire. It's burning right now between Edwards and Wolcott. Right now there are mandatory evacuations in place, and Eagle County is shutting down some power to more than 55,000 residents because there's a transformer on fire. They're going to deal with that. The outage should last for another hour or so. We'll keep watch on it. But there's some positive news from Eagle County as well. 1,400 people who have been under mandatory evacuation orders because of the Lake Christine fire, they're going to be allowed to go back home this morning. 300 others remain under mandatory evacuation. Currently, the fire has burned nearly 6,000 acres. It's 30% contained. At least 3 homes have been burned down. In southern Colorado, that spring fire, that one's now nearly 107,000 acres. It is 55% contained. Highway 160 reopened Saturday, and some mandatory evacuations were lifted on Friday.
While fire crews are spread out across our state, our biggest weapon to fight these wildfires, the global supertanker, is in California right now. We've gotten some emails and calls from many of you wondering why, so here's an explanation. Colorado-based supertanker says our state relies on the U.S. Forest Service to certify the aircraft, but California has its own process to certify and got approval first. It'll be available to fight fires here once California is finished with it. You can find more details about that right now on the denverchannel.com. There you'll also find the map of all the current wildfires in our state and the latest numbers from the crews there.
A news alert if you plan on traveling in southwestern Colorado. Right now, U.S. Highway 550, Red Mountain Pass. It's closed because of several rock slides, and it's going to stay that way until further notice. The closure starts just south of Ouray. Heavy rain hit the area last night, likely loosening some of that terrain right near the highway.
Well, Colorado gets plenty of severe storms all throughout the year, so this statistic might not be too surprising.
Yeah, our state ranks fourth in the nation for lightning strike deaths, and this morning a teenager is recovering after lightning hit him in the neck.
Yeah, this happened on Saturday while the 19-year-old was camping with his girlfriend near Nederland. First responders say his girlfriend likely saved his life because she performed CPR on him twice before calling 911.
What kept him alive in the time being, I think it was the extreme early nature of his CPR and the well-performed CPR that this girlfriend must have done right on site. Because typically what kills patients that are hit by lightning strikes are the lack of immediate CPR.
Well, this morning we're making calls to determine the teen's condition. We are told he is being treated for some burns here in Denver. We're now just hours away from finding out who President Trump will choose as the next U.S. Supreme Court justice. According to the president, he can't go wrong with picking any of the 4 judges left on his short list. That's what he believes. The Supreme Court nominee is very important because it will likely change the makeup of the court. With Justice Anthony Kennedy leaving, we asked a local political science professor how the president's decision will impact the court's future rulings.
All right, who's now going to be the justice in the middle? And that's Chief Justice Roberts. And Chief Justice Roberts has shown some propensity to actually side with the liberals on the courts. And so who knows, when we talk about these hot button issues, a lot of it's now going to ride on not just who is the new pick going to be, but what will Justice Roberts do.
President Trump plans to announce his pick tonight at about 7 o'clock our time. We will have coverage of that live for you right here on Denver 7. Today, the Justice Department will find out if it'll have more time to reunite migrant children 5 years and younger with their parents. Tomorrow is the deadline a federal judge set, but the department has asked for an extension. They say the DNA tests they're doing to confirm parent-child relationships, well, they take time. The judge is expected to rule on the extension request today.
Also today, Larimer County commissioners will vote on a proposal that would build a 70-mile water pipeline from Fort Collins to Thornton. The pipeline would go under Douglas Road, just north of Fort Collins. The county's planning commission denied that route in May, asking commissioners to come up with a better plan. We'll be sure to update you on what comes out of tonight's meeting on Denver 7. And tomorrow, Broomfield City Council will have another public hearing on plans for tougher regulations on oil and gas. Previously, when the council tried to talk about this, it ended with council members walking out in the middle of a meeting. Broomfield put together a comprehensive oil and gas plan last year, but voters passed a ballot initiative calling for even tougher regulations. Renters in Colorado, you've no doubt seen your rent go up over the years. But for some, that sticker shock is more than just that. It could mean losing their home. When a man living in a senior living facility got a notice his rent would go up hundreds of dollars, he reached out to Contact 7. Denver 7's Jason Grenauer stepped up and got some answers, and it made all the difference.
I just wanted to be happy and live in a peaceful environment.
And for 10 months, Clyde Martinez did here at the Cottage Hill Apartments in Denver.
They have a bingo.
His rent?
$712.
Until a recent conversation with the leasing office.
All I was told is that my rent should have been higher than this, and they're going to raise it to $912.
$200 more per month, a 28% increase. Martinez lives on a fixed income. Social Security only pays him about $1,000 a month.
That I won't be able to afford it, and I'll be on the streets.
He called Contact 7. We talked to the leasing office ourselves.
Would you be able to clarify what the rent was and what the rent increase is?
After about 20 minutes,
that might have been a misunderstanding of language.
Cottage Hill has income-restricted apartments and regular market rate ones.
Is his rent going up $200?
No.
The verbal quote Clyde was given for his rent was incorrect.
I think we got some answers for you. They said that the max increase that you could end up having is $63 a month.
Thank you. Thank you so very much.
No problem. Is that good news for you?
Yes, it's very good news for me.
A clarification, a small win for Clyde, whatever you want to call it. He'll sleep easier tonight in the place he'll continue to call his home.
So do you think you're going to be able to stay?
Yes, I want to stay.
In Denver, I'm Jason Grenauer, Denver 7.
If you have a tip or a problem you think we should look into, contact 7 at 720-462-7777. You can also send us an email at contact7@thedenverchannel.com. One local woman is on a mission to help thousands of Coloradans.
How this week's 7 Everyday Heroes making sure families who have children with autism never feel alone. When parents are told their child is not developing like other children, it's tough to hear. Parents often experience disbelief, denial, anger, they worry, even experience guilt. But this week's 7 Everyday Hero helps provide a bridge so parents understand they're not alone.
He's 19, he's on the autism spectrum, and we're walking for Johnny today.
In May of this year, more than 800 people came out to Infinity Park in Glendale for the Autism Speaks Walk. Autism Speaks is a national nonprofit that provides funding for research and education about autism spectrum disorders.
1/3 of all children who are affected by autism are going to be nonverbal.
Hence the name Autism Speaks.
We've got to be their voice, and that's why we're Autism Speaks. We're the families, we're talking for them.
And walking for them.
I walked for my daughter Ariella. She's adorable, I love her. She's an amazing little girl. She's 13 years old, and she is part of the autism community.
Heidi Wateurs was one of the leading fundraisers for the Denver Walk this year.
I'm a single mom. I had no idea what autism was until I got the diagnosis, and then I was scared. So it became my new mission to raise some money and to help families and to help my family.
The walk this year came soon after the CDC revealed the prevalence of autism is increasing worldwide, now impacting 1 in every 59 children. That means millions of families face similar hurdles. But ironically, the challenges that often come with autism spectrum disorder can leave these families feeling isolated.
One of the biggest problems is, and a lot of people realize that, is that you can become very alone when you have a child with autism because there are behaviors that don't work with big crowds.
That's why Heidi relentlessly volunteers for Autism Speaks.
Hi guys, how are ya? Hi. Did you enjoy the walk?
Heidi knows the more we all know about autism, the better for everyone.
Their obstacle is their nervous system is running all the time, and that is causing them to have to take that step back from you. So what you're thinking is isolation or them not wanting to be in your life. That's not true. They want to be in your life. But we're going to have to learn as a community how to bridge that gap. And that's what I'm hoping to do.
This is our surprise.
Because of all you do to help so many other families, Denver 7 and American Financing would like to honor you as a 7 Everyday Hero for all your volunteering, touching so many lives across Colorado.
Oh my God, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's amazing.
Very nice work. You did a good job.
Well, thank you.
Well, to nominate a hero in your life, it's easy to do. Just go to thedenverchannel.com. If you click on the community section, you'll see all our recent 7 Everyday Heroes.
Very cool. A lot of parents helped by that and kids. Time right now, 4:48. And wow, the heat still lingering, at least in my garage right now. It feels okay right now outside.
Yeah, there's no way to pump the brakes on this one either. This week it's going to be really
It's
hot.
like July out there. Wait a minute.
It was summer, yeah.
We were out the Cherry Creek Arts Festival Saturday. Within 5 minutes, my kids are like, are we done
It's
yet?
hot.
Yeah. We've got another warm one in store, mid to upper 90s. Now at 4:48, 60s. We'll be in the 60s for the early morning drive. We'll get into the 70s, though, pretty early on. 90s this afternoon with very few thunderstorms. Most of what we're going to see both today and tomorrow will be over the western half of the state. We had one storm cell basically roll through town yesterday. So if you had a little bit of rain, you were lucky. We'll be in the 90s all week long. More storms expected here in town by Thursday. We've got a slight chance Wednesday, a better chance by Thursday. Right now, 65 winds out of the south at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And a pretty nice start to our Monday. Fort Collins, you're at 64 right now, and the Springs 60 with some 50s mainly, mid to upper 50s for some of the mountain towns this morning. Eagle 57. Winds out of the south early on with, again, plenty of sunshine. We'll see clear skies through 9 o'clock. Should be at about 78 degrees by 9. Pretty clear statewide through mid-morning. By 12 o'clock, we're at around 87. Winds coming in out of the southeast at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. Fort Collins and Greeley, lunchtime, you're at around 90 degrees. So an early morning warm-up. Mid to upper 90s for highs today. And you'll notice just a few thunderstorms popping up over the western slope. Again, we're not expecting much here across the plains today or tomorrow. Just a slight chance for an isolated late-day storm. Overnight, some 60s into 70s by early Tuesday morning. We'll be at about 75 by 7 o'clock. And then tomorrow afternoon, another hot one. More mid to upper 90s covering all of eastern Colorado. Pretty toasty by 4 to 5. More storms expected over, again, the western half of the state. And there could be a few pockets where we get some heavier rain with a few of these storms. So that's late day Tuesday. And again, that's mainly in the mountains and down to the southwest. 97 today, 96 tomorrow. We'll be at about 95 on Wednesday. So this next 3 days, 3 of the hottest days that we have on this current 7-day. By the end of the week, Wednesday, again, we'll get about a 10% chance for a few storms. Better shot come Thursday and Friday of getting a little bit of rain. With 90s, though, Jace. Oh, wait. There's an 80.
Oh.
On Sunday, we've got 85, but that's a pretty long string of 90s.
I'll take that 85 eventually whenever it gets here. Right now, we have a pretty decent ride. Still some damp areas from the storms that rolled through over the weekend, but right now it's a overall pretty okay drive. We do have some police activity for 2 separate deals going on down in Inglewood. One, they're looking for maybe somebody who was shooting something over here around Oxford and Bellevue or Broadway, and another situation right over here just off of Lincoln and Girard. So there's going to be 2 separate situations where we could see some road closures, especially along Broadway, which obviously is a widely traveled road, but right now it's very lightly traveled, which is helping them out. Look at southbound Broadway, southbound I-25 at Bellevue, and the Bellevue bump is gone. They finally paved it. Look at that. They have it nice and smooth now, right over the Broadway or the Bellevue Bridge, all the way down to Orchard. And then there's the Roto Mill lanes a little bit farther south. The rest of the drive doesn't look too bad, including down on 470.